was sad when the doors closed, because I know it's just a building, you know, and God lives in us, but it was like everybody didn't have any place else to go. And for us to see it close like that and just go, and, you know, without really without the children coming here, and the doors was closed for good, it's like it had no life.
Trinity had, for many years, always had been a multicultural congregation. So in that sense, it wasn't that it wasn't reaching out to the neighborhood. It just got to, I think, a slow decline.
There was a really quite beautiful building here in Yeadon that had been shut down, I guess because of the forces of a changing neighborhood. It had just lost its vitality.
Sometimes, though, when a church dies, it's resurrected in a new form.
Let me tell you about how the Lord is just blessing us as far as people coming in and worshiping with us. For a mission congregation, and I attribute this to just a move of the Holy Spirit, that our average worship attendance has been 70.
With the child care center, some of the children that used to come, they started to come back again. With the neighborhood, some of the people found, oh, the church is open back up again, so everybody just started to flock in.
You walk in on a Sunday morning, you would feel love. You would feel love. And you would feel comfortable, very comfortable.
If it wasn't for Spirit and Truth here today, I don't know. I think the neighborhood would be kind of lost, because a lot of people depend on us.
I think I'm most excited about our servant ministry. Just lifting up that we are so blessed to be a blessing.
It's not just a job to me, you understand? It feels good when a child runs into my office first thing in the morning and say that they love me. Hi, Miss Val, hi, Miss Val. That's a good feeling. When I'm walking down the street and a child is out with a parent at a store, there's Miss Val, there's Miss Val. So that means I'm making a difference in their lives. And that's through Christ, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do that. If I didn't believe in him, I would not be able to do that and love what I'm doing.
It is not your traditional Lutheran church. What can I say? You may come in and say, but the order is the same. I would attribute it to the slight diversion that we take at the beginning of a service after confession, that we give people an opportunity to share their testimony about what God has done in their life during the course of the week, because we all know that the Holy Spirit dwells within us. And if the Holy Spirit moved in that brother or moved in that sister, I know the Holy Spirit can work in me. To God be the glory for every one of our partners. And we have partners on many different levels. And first, let me just say, our Southeastern Pennsylvania Synod has supported us all the way around 100%, from the bishop's office down to the members who sit on the pew. We want to thank, of course, Bishop Almquist. We want to thank the ELCA for the Reverend Claire Burkett and her support to us, and also Jack and Jean Hilligus, who have been the major players.
For a lot of my life, I thought I was doing it, or my situation was making it happen, but as time went by and through worship and through reading and prayer, I came to realize that God was what was happening, and for that reason that we felt that we really felt called to do something here.
Through the years, we've been making significant contributions to our home congregation, which is St. Michael Lutheran in Unionville, and we expected to keep on doing that, but the fact is that's a fairly well-off suburban church. It has a high quotient of executive families. They didn't need a great deal of money from us. We had a little bit more that we thought we could spare, and it just seemed right to do something fresh. And the whole idea of helping to start a new mission seemed very exciting.
I remember asking Pat Davenport if she'd consider it before she was even ordained. And she really spent a lot of time in prayer.
The first thing that came to my mind was, who do what? Me? Go where? Oh no. I never heard the Lord say to me, mission development. Isn't that something about making something grow out of nothing? After much prayer and much discussion with Claire and with Roy and with my husband Joel, finally saying, okay, Lord, here I am, send me. And it has been a blessing to me.
The building was in great shape. The demographics were good and dense for a new start. We had a candidate that we thought would be excellent. We had the support of a lot of partners, including the ELCA. That's really how it got started.
And as I came and walked the community, just walked the streets, I said, somebody needs to update this demographic material, because it is evident to me that the African American community is more prevalent than 57%. I would take it today that it would be more like 82%. Our prayer is, even though we're an African American mission congregation, that we would be a multicultural congregation and be able to reach out to all the members of the Yaden community, which is so diverse. Being a mission developer, almost 100% of our time is out knocking on doors. I've come to find that it's relation-based.
Funny how I got started with the church. A couple of years ago, I was laid off my job working with juvenile delinquents for about 28 years, and got a notice in my mailbox that the school would be closed in 2 weeks. So, being somewhat depressed, driving home from work, didn't know what to tell my wife, pulled in the parking lot, and Pastor Davenport was in the parking lot.
Brother Harry, who had lived in the community of Yaden, he and his wife for most of their life, and worked here and lives across the street from the church. And upon approaching him, it wasn't even about being a member of the church, but it was just, I needed to have something done. And Brother Harry was there. And I asked him, could you help me? And he has been helping me ever since.
What it means to my life is, there's a lot of things that I used to do that I don't do anymore. And it gives me a sense of faith that there is a supreme being, and it keeps me focused.
And as he began to sit down and tell me about some of the needs that he saw in the community, and we began to talk, and he got excited about being able to be a part of a congregation that was going to meet the needs of the community.
Working with young people keeps me involved. And we have a pretty good amount of young people in our church, and that's a good thing, because a lot of times our young people get strayed and they get caught up in other things. So if we can get our young folks to come back to church and get involved in the church, that would be a good thing. We'd have less problems on the street.